So my biggest takeaway from last night was I did not miss Micah Parsons 1 second.
Wow.
Go, you guys go.
I think the Dallas defense looked good enough for the most part that they didn't miss Micah last night. Now there was a lack of pass rush and there was some pass rush lane, undisciplinedness and let Jalen Hurts go. But I really think would one more sack would have won the game for them last night for Dallas? Would one sack here, would one sack there? I think the pass rush definitely suffered, but I think as a whole, Dallas's defense has to feel good about that outing now. Jalen gutted him with the legs, and they got to get that fixed.
Exactly.
But they held him to 24 points.
But they did fix that when they came
and
back.
they fixed it in the second half by bringing pressure.
Not really. He ended the game on let me drop back and first down, game over for y'all boys.
Yeah.
I just feel like they did do a good job against the running back runs. Running backs had 95 yards. Saquon had 60. It was solid just against the running backs, Gil. Don't look like that. But Jalen Hurts fucking tore the game up with his legs. Now I feel like if Parsons was there, it might be different. He may run them down on one of them touchdowns on third down. He may run them down on one of them third down conversions. So the pass rush was absent. Jalen did what he wanted to do on his legs. I feel like that's where Parsons show up. Maybe they put Parsons to spy him instead of the guy they had. Who did they have spying him?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Was that Chicago linebacker?
Maybe, and that was a joke. Yeah,
that's a joke. He can't.
He can't.
Bro, he cannot spy Hurts. He cannot tackle Hurts in the open field at all.
Because on the last 3rd and 5, Jack Sanborn, he made him look silly.
Bro, he cannot tackle Jalen Hurts in the open field. Maybe the Cowboys would have had Parsons spying him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they definitely missed him. They had 1 sack. It was up the middle. It was a Kenny Clark and another guy. You know what I'm saying?
It was Neeland
and Kenny Clark.
Yeah.
They had that sack.
They did.
But I feel like the pressure was not there. Parsons would have maybe had an impact on some of them running touchdowns that Jalen Hurts was able to do.
Maybe.
I didn't even know Kenny Clark was actually in that game. I'm gonna just be honest. I mean, I didn't even know he was. Let's just be honest here, right? That first half, they had a run-a-thon.
Yeah.
They was running all over the place. Kenny, the guy who was supposed to stop the run, was 0-0-0, right? 0 sacks, 0 assists.
He deserved a half a sack on that one because he took Jalen down.
You want to give him a half?
Yeah.
Want to give him a half, 0.5, because somebody else did the work? Okay, but he was 0. He had 0 influence on stopping the run in the first half. Unless his name is Lightning and delayed, then yes, he did a great job in the second half when all the real athletes start slowing down, then he can keep up. That's where he got everything from. He was a non-factor. The defense was a non-factor in the first half. The delayed, what you said earlier, right? Helps the defense.
It definitely does.
Which helped them, and then he started making plays in the second half when the game was reduced to what it was. Because other than that, Jalen Hurts was back there on paid vacation.
Yep.
He was.
Well, my thing is this, right? So you're going to get all this pressure from Micah. You're going to get him coming off the edge. You're going to get him in Jalen Hurts' face, right? Who else is bringing the pressure on that defense? Jalen was rolling out to wide open sides of the field, right? You know, maybe a little bit of pressure, one other sack, maybe a sack Micah would have brought to the game. But I thought if Dallas is looking at that game and they're evaluating that game, they got stops in the second half. They got Philadelphia off the field. They had opportunities to move the ball, and they fell short.
See, but maybe it's not sacks, though. You know how Micah play. He rush, he don't stop.
Yes.
He got a motor out this world. Yeah. So maybe he ain't sacking, but when Jalen don't see nothing, he starts scrambling. Micah is coming, and he faster than Bond. So he running shit down. Maybe it's a field goal difference, and a field goal difference, that's a different ball game.
Right.
Take away one of them touchdowns
right.
that Jalen got with his legs because the rush was fucking non-existent.
There was nothing.
You feel me?
Well, this
it might not have been. That's what I'm saying. It may not have been a sack that changed it. It may just been a 3-yard gain or a 5-yard gain instead of a touchdown. Philly got to kick a field goal.
But I mean, I could have played quarterback. They wasn't rushing. Like, he felt comfortable. He just sitting there, just.
Yep.
He didn't have no. He didn't look at no blind side. He didn't have to do nothing because they're still trying to run the same defense without that player.
Right.
They didn't really blitz in the first half. They didn't do nothing. It was just.
That's why nobody wasn't open, because they not blitzing. Y'all 4-man rushing.
Right.
So therefore, okay, y'all got all these guys covering. Nobody open. I'm going to get out.
I'm going to take out.
Now, when Parsons there, we can 4-man rush. And if you try to take out, we going to have somebody on your ass. He almost like a spy. He going to rush you, then he going to run your ass down because he got a motor out this world. So they definitely fucking missed him last.
But that's what I said. It looks like it because there's a delay, and then everything got shut down in the second half. But if you look at the first half, they're just walking through this. I mean, 3 running touchdowns by the quarterback. That's where Superman comes in. That he is watching that. He is paying attention to the guy who's trying to score the touchdown with his legs. So when you take him off the field and you're trying to stop Barkley, what about the other guy? I mean, it's.
Yeah, well, Dallas definitely, they were trying to get home with their 4. They were trying to see what they had in the pass rush. They were dropping back. That opened up things for Hurts. But Dallas, even if they had Micah, let's say they had Micah in the second half, they have to start bringing pressure. They weren't getting home. Micah does give you an advantage in the 4-man rush because he's going to get pressure. He's going to move the quarterback off the spot. Eventually, right? Yep. But if you're Dallas and you're looking at it, we got this great pass rusher in Micah, but we're still not getting home, then you got to dial up the pressure. Then you sacrifice on the back end. Micah is a dynamic player, but I think, the way Jalen Hurts played last night, that big physical offensive line, like, would Micah have made a huge difference in that game? Maybe a couple rushes here and there, but I think overall, no.
Richie, he was so dynamic. Micah Parsons last year, he played both games against Philadelphia. And Philadelphia put up 41 on Dallas in one game and 36 on Dallas in the other game. Micah played like Kenny Clark. Was he even out there? That's what I asked myself about Micah twice against Philly last year. Was he even out there? They rushed for 187 in the first game and 179 in the second game. And it was running back rushing. It was Saquon rushing. It was Gainwell rushing. He's not there this year. But they're just they're running our asses off the field. It's a joke game where you can't stop anything that they are calling. None of these runs that hurt them last night were called runs. And I'm going to remind you that Philly's offensive line is the best in football. It still is. I know they lost Mekhi Becton, but that kid who stepped in for him, the Alabama kid, they look just as suffocating and dominating and overpowering as they ever have. So you have to do degree of difficulty here. They're really good, and they can really protect him. But Gil, the scenario you're describing, he's just standing back there, he's calling for a pizza, he's having something to drink. That kind of scenario means that he's going to throw for 450 yards because he's going to stand back there and think about it and say, do I want to throw it to AJ or Devontae, or you know what, I haven't thrown it to Goddard for a while. I think I'll try Goddard this time. That wasn't happening because they're all covered. All of them are covered. A.J. Brown catches one late ball for 8 yards. And you don't think he was trying to get open? You don't think Jalen was looking for him because he's his guy? And they have clashed before. 2 years ago, they had a big falling out. So you don't think Jalen is thinking, I got to get my guy involved here. And he finally forced him the one late ball. But my point is, he's not throwing for 450. He threw for what, 119? We're Jalen, 152. Okay. So he throws for 152 yards. It's pedestrian. It's below average for him because he's dropping back and he's looking. Trevon Diggs played his ass off last night. I'm telling you, he mostly had AJ. And I didn't even know if he could play or not, but he played, and he played well. Bland played great. Well. Everybody. Kaiir Elam played, again, they're dropping, they're playing coverage, like crazy shell coverage, but Jalen can't find anybody.
Right.
Every play that hurt the Dallas Cowboys last night was an uncalled scramble, and there's no better scrambler. We were talking about Jalen yesterday, and I said he has average set of skills, but he has elite impact because he doesn't have the biggest arm, and he doesn't have Lamar's wheels, right? But he's got what Emmett used to have, Emmett Smith, what they used to call quickness in a confined space, where Emmett was just this kind of quickness, but he doesn't have great downfield speed. Well, Jalen doesn't have great downfield speed, But you want to talk about shifty, shrewd operator in the pocket? He is playing chess, and the rushers are playing checkers because they can't figure out. He's dissecting every angle and saying, well, he's going to overrun me here, and I can duck here, and I can go here, and he is gashing them with scrambles, and he's a powerful man because his legs are so strong in the weight room, so he can run through you at the marker. If he needs to get the extra yards, he'll run over you.
He did that last
He did it. And that's why the tush push is so overpowering, is because his legs are so strong, you just can't stop him. I thought Dallas did a pretty good job against the tush push, and he just, with a second effort, he just rammed the ball across the line. Okay? So Jalen was sensational because every choice he made on his scrambles was brilliant. No, I'm telling you, brilliant. Where the rush was coming and he's saying, I can't find. He's going through every progression, and then he's saying, I'm going to get sacked, but I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to shift here, and I'm going to spin here, and all of a sudden he's killing us with his legs. Every one of them was uncalled. If you were killing me with a called quarterback draw, I'd say, God, you got me on that one. But none of these are called. Yeah. They're all this shifty scrambling.
But that's what he was doing, Skip. He was taking what Jalen going to take what y'all going to give him.
He's literally
y'all going to drop 7 people and play shell.
Y'all go drop.
Then y'all got a 4-man rush, and I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. He was taking what he can take.
He was taking what y'all giving him. Now if y'all blitz the shit out of me, now you got to guard my 2 goons.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I bet you one of them go up top eventually.
Okay.
So eventually. Just taking whatever you get.
And by the way, he had one deep throw to Dotson on the other side, and it was beautiful.
Right. Can you grade their defense in the first half?
Grade my defense?
Dallas defense in the first half. Because I hear you, when you're talking about the second half.
Okay.
So unless you're bringing the lightning every game, you got to worry about that first half defense. How did that look?
Okay. It looked like Jalen Hurts was playing the most special game of his life. I've never seen him play like that before.
How about Barkley?
Okay, nothing.
In the first half? In the first half, he was walking.
He got 60 total yards.
It was tough sledding for Saquon.
He had 61 yards in the first half.
And there were a lot of 9-yard runs.
And then he had -1 in the second.
Yes.
So I'm trying to ask you, unless you're going to bring the lightning with you every road trip, what about the first half defense, the reality of it?
The reality was Jalen Hurts was spectacular.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts was great last night because he was poised. I saw him calm in the pocket. I saw him going through reads. Of course, you want to throw the ball to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith every single play. But he was poised. He was in the pocket. He went through his reads. And when things opened up or he felt that rush, he made a decision to take the ball down and run. And he wasn't running frantically. He wasn't scrambling backwards. I saw him really poised, eyes downfield. Okay, defense is going to give this to me. Take the run, and what I love to see at the end of the runs was get down. Don't even give that other team a chance to take out your best player.
What could have helped, Richie? What could have helped in that situation? What's one thing that we could have added that could have helped?
Pass, rush, lane, integrity. Pass, rush, lane, integrity. That's what would have helped. That's what would have helped. If everybody was in their lane and they were pressing him.
You better have a dog-ass guy on that line rushing the pass.
Why didn't it help last year when we got blown
up? Because you never had Bland and Diggs playing together. Because DeMarcus Lawrence was hurt. Because Overshown was hurt. Because the whole damn Cowboys defense was hurt last year, Skip.
Fight back.
That wasn't even the Cowboys last year. Everybody was hurt.
Here's the thing.
Now you got a healthy Cowboys defense, and shit, that's how they look. Only thing they missing was Parsons.
Fight back, Skip.
That's it.
Well, here's the one thing that I'll say about that. When you're playing a physical team like the Philadelphia Eagles, right? They want to run the ball. And as an offensive lineman and offensive game planner, if they have 11 out there, we are running at him every single time. I'm bringing a tight end. I'm going to get in a wing. We are going to make it bloody for number 11. So I think it's a win for Dallas last night because they were able to stop the run for the most part, not Jalen Hurts, but they were able to keep Saquon in check. But you lose that liability in the run game. Now Micah is gone,
Richie,
and now you don't have a weak side that you can run to.
So Dante Fowler is that much better than Micah Parsons playing a run? No,
not at all.
Dante Fowler played fucking 60 snaps last night.
Yeah.
So what?
I know.
What we talking about?
I thought he played pretty well.
He played well. He had some
Him and
pressure.
Parsons are the same against the run. They're going to jump out their lane.
Yes.
They're going to do the same shit.
Right.
Dante Fowler and Parsons, they're going to play
So
the
you're
run the
telling
exact
me
same.
they
bro.
missed Micah because Micah can track down Jalen on a scramble. That's all you're saying to me. Not
That's-
rush him.
that's what-
Not
he could
pass
rush. He could rush.
Track him down on scramble.
That motor going
Right.
to come into play. He could track his ass down on the scramble. Yes.
He wouldn't have said in
That's
that
what
pocket,
killed him
he
last
would-
night.
he would-
Scrambles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. But
Thank
you
you,
keep
Skip.
saying about.
Me a lot to me.
Okay, way to go. You keep saying first half.
Yes.
It's 4 quarters of football.
No. The
you,
game.
You go in and you adjust at halftime.
You
And,
didn't adjust until the
all I
game
know-
was delayed,
Here-
and you got an hour that you
Okay,
usually
let me ask
wouldn't
you
have
this
had.
question. I'll ask you this question. If CeeDee Lamb catches either ball in the fourth quarter, who wins the game? Either ball, either one. There's one at the start of the fourth quarter and one at the
Dallas.
2-minute warning.
I mean,
Either one. Either
you
one.
still got to score the touchdown.
Okay.
Unless the ref is going to help you get in there. No.
But all the momentum's flowing that way at that point in the game, right? Dallas
Then
has
Philly
hung
gon-
around.
If they go score, Philly going to change how they call. They just running the fucking clock out.
If
they
they-
throwing
if they
check
were
downs,
able
run the
to,
clock.
'cause it was
If y'all
24
score, now they got to open the
If-
playbook. We don't know what's going to
If
happen.
there was no delay after they got that ball, they're rushing downfield because you didn't have nothing for it at that time. You wasn't stopping them. They would have went right down the field. The delay helped that defense.
Okay, but it helped both defenses.
It slowed
helped
the game
everybody.
down.
It slowed the game
It was
down.
there's 3 points in the second half.
It slowed the game down.
So it slowed the game
Guess
down.
who it slowed down
So
the
it helped
most?
you guys out.
It slowed down my number 88. That's who it slowed down because he went blind. He dropped 2 balls and hit him right in the hand. He did.
You know, before this game, if I were
He
to
was
tell
cooking,
you,
though. He was
cooking, though.
Saquon Barkley had 60 yards rushing,
And a
AJ
touchdown.
Brown
And a touchdown.
and a tud.
Don't forget that.
AJ Brown 1 catch, 8 yards after the 2-minute warning. Devontae Smith 3 catches. If I would have given you that stat line yesterday, and I said, "This is the stat line of the game. Who wins the game?"
But what if I'd have gave you, and then Jalen Hurts going to have 60 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns as well? I'd have said, shit, probably Philly.
Right. But for they held those runs. Those runs weren't design runs, right? That's Jalen making a play. Could Micah have helped? Questionable. But
We'll never know.
Jalen was the one that broke that game open right there. But I think Dallas, evaluating the film, I think they held everybody else pretty much in check.
They did.
All their big playmakers, right? Jalen was the one that gutted them.
So you're saying
And I feel like Parsons, like if I was going to say, all right, I'm on the Eagles defense, all right, who's going to hold AJ, all right, Bland and Diggs, y'all hold them in check. Who's going to hold Saquon, all right, I keep forgetting Chicago. What's the backer name?
Jack Sanborn.
Sam
Bourne,
and
yeah.
Kenneth Murray, y'all hold Saquon in
Kenneth
check.
Murray played pretty
Who's going to hold Dak in check?
Yeah.
Parsons, you hold Dak in check.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to hold Hurts in check?
Yeah.
Parsons, you hold Hurts in check.
Yep.
That was his job, and he wasn't there. That's the guy who wrecked the game. So they fucking missed him.
So you're saying 61 yards in the first half. You're saying that was a great run defense.
No, and look at Skip. I ain't say that shit.
Well, that was the whole game.
No.
But that was the whole game. We played 4 quarters. That was the whole game.
That was the first half. He
Yeah.
had -1 rushing in the second
Right.
half after Lightning. So
That is a huge success for the
that's
Dallas
what I'm saying,
defense.
because you're using something that would never happen in a game. You're talking about an hour being put.
Right, yeah.
So
that threw
before
things
this
off, right?
hour being put,
Yeah.
you're talking about 61 yards at the half on the running back, and you're saying that's great
Look,
defense
Dickerson didn't even come back.
Because it's disguised.
They
in
left guard in
something.
the heat play and
Right.
said, fuck that, bro. That break was too damn long. I can't even get in the stands
That's
no
what
more,
I'm
bro.
saying.
I'm done.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
put their backup
Right.
guard in.
It's
Like, come on, bro.
disguised. It's disguised because the overall. But when we're saying both teams, here we go. You didn't stop nothing.
Okay, but you don't have any
The game,
perspective.
I can't evaluate the second half. I can't evaluate the
It wasn't
second
real.
half. It wasn't a real. I can only judge you about y'all both warmed up. Y'all both went out there.
Right.
What happened?
Right.
You're getting moonwalked
It's
through.
the Super Bowl champs on banner night in Philadelphia.
Did he moonwalk
Okay,
through?
okay, you don't understand. You do. The first 2 home games last year, Micah Parsons was rolling, baby, and all those guys you said got hurt were not hurt at this point. And freaking New Orleans comes to Dallas for the first home game, and it's 35-19 New Orleans at halftime. And then Baltimore comes, and Baltimore is really good, but it's 28-6 after 3 quarters at Dallas. and they go for 274 rushing, and New Orleans goes for 190 rushing because Micah Parsons is a liability against the run. If you run at him, as Baltimore just ran at him every time, he backpedals like a DB. That's what he does. He backpedals like you on Tyreek. You're just backpedaling, right? Okay, seriously. So my point is you got to put it in the perspective of this was progress, man. This was, we did not get ball. Everybody, you thought it was going to be a blowout. You both said blowout. That's a blowout.
I said it was going to be a game going into the fourth.
Okay, but you said his score was a blowout.
I said
score,
20,
right?
what you guys scored, to 34. And almost had it have been a touchdown and 3 points. But look, you said
I said it's going to be a game going into the fourth, and then a turnover or something going to happen. Philly going to score off of it. It's going to be out of reach. So it was a game going into the fourth. CD caught the dropsies, and then it got out of reach.
you said
I pretty much was right. I feel like I got it. I hit it on the head. Shit.
You said when a delay happens, you said it before we got to the topic. When a delay happens, it helps the defense.
It's worse on the O-line.
Yeah, both sides became great defensive teams.
Yep.
There's nobody at the half, not one no commentator said, oh my God, Dallas defense looks amazing with Kenny. No one said that.
But nobody was expecting that.
Huh?
Was anybody expecting
No, at
that?
the half, because they was moonwalking through everything. Everybody was like, yeah, this Dallas defense kind of looks
I know, but Dallas...
That's what everybody was saying at the half.
But Gil, Dallas is moonwalking through Philly.
Dallas was running right through.
But they didn't lose Micah.
Physical.
They didn't disguise and say...
They lost Jalen Carter.
But I'm saying,
they
didn't have the excuse of we traded him to look better at the rush.
Right.
At the half, they were talking how the rush looked amazing for Eagles.
Okay.
That's what the halftime show was
All right,
like.
and I'm thinking, damn, we can really run the ball this year. But there's no Jalen Carter. I give you
The
that.
offense looked good. But
That's like taking Warren Sapp out.
They were
It's
pounding
like
the
taking
ball.
Reggie White out. It's like, but we just not going to look the
Okay,
same if Warren Sapp out.
I give you that. But I thought Javonte Williams is washed, like just gone, and he looked
good.
decent.
Nah, he run hard.
He looked good.
He ran hard.
He's going to run hard.
There was that one where he
I'm a
got
Broncos fan. I watched Javonte for a few years.
Oh, yeah,
He going to
yeah.
fucking run hard, but let's go, Blue and Miles Sanders. Be ready to go because he just ain't going to give you that explosion.
Yeah. Jaden Blue
Blue
didn't get on the field last night. They didn't even.
He has power though, because that was that run,
Yeah, he got power.
that run where
He
he was
run
like,
hard
it
as
looked like
shit.
he got hit with probably like the 8-yard line, and he carried it.
Bro, he run hard as shit.
Got him
He
all the way
run
to
hard.
the one.
No Jalen Carter in the middle of that defense allowed Dallas Cowboys offensive line to get started. You have a young crew on the offensive line. They're all coming together, and those boys were teeing off. And they were going right at the middle of that defense. 96 power, 97 power scored right up
to
the
your
gut.
point, Dak did say after the game, we were able to change our blocking scheme without Jalen Carter in the middle of the line. So whatever
100%.
they had planned, which is 2 on him
Well,
every
that's
time.
it. Yeah, I mean, when you have Jalen Carter in the middle, you need 4 hands, 4 eyes on him. We're in the huddle. We got someone looking. Which side is he on? Where is he at? Where's he at? And we get up to the line of scrimmage. Great players like that. Where is his big ass at? And when he is gone, I mean, you literally you're drawing in plays in the dirt over there because you're like, oh man, he's gone. We can single some things up. We can double team other bodies. Jordan Davis was out there last night. He wasn't ready to play all those plays.
Nope.
Big number 90 had the hands on the hips. You know, he's thinking there's going to be a rotation, and I think it was good for the Dallas Cowboys offensive line to get started and get some wins, get some positive runs against that defense because that gave them momentum.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay, correction. He had 49
At
rushing yards at the halftime.
Okay.
And a touchdown.
And a touchdown.
And it was a good touchdown. That was his best run of the night. That was he ran physical.
Physical.
Yeah.
That was a physical run right there. Yeah.
I was impressed. But I was
So you're happy with the defense? Now, let's just be honest.
given yes, I'm ecstatic about it. I'm serious. I think our pass rush is way better than you guys are giving it credit for. And Ezra Rawaku, the rookie, he had a couple of little flat, number 41. Hey,
I seen him get
Okay, Skip.
DET one time. Like, bro, I ain't like it, Skip. I just ain't like the rush. It was
the rushing.
It was non-existent to me.
I think the rush for them is going to have to come from pressure. I think they're going to have to not cover in the back end and bring some pressure and mix those guys up. They have a good group of athletic guys up front. And last night they were playing the best offensive line in the NFL.
And everybody not going to have AJ and Devontae, so you'll be able to get out that shell, play some man.
Right.
So I'm tweeting all night. Blitz them just one time because Eberflus came from Chicago and took over, obviously. Well, we go all the way to the lightning delay. We haven't blitzed one time.
Not once.
And you're playing not to lose to me, where you're just saying, bend, don't break, bend, don't break. And you're breaking to me. You broke in the first half because they had 21 points. Okay? So go after him and try to. You're going to risk one big throw to AJ that's going to break it open, but I don't care. You also might take down Jalen, and maybe he'll lose the handle on it.
Yeah, and then Jalen's feet broke this game open. I mean, that was a backbreaker. They weren't just easy pickups. Those were back-breaking runs in critical parts of the game.
Yeah, when you're looking at the game, I mean, it was an incredible quarterback game. You came today with a Jalen Hurts jersey on. Jalen Hurts, 19 of 23 in the air, accounted for 62 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns.